Welcome to qnawire.
Okay, so the spring constant should be equal to force divided by the distance. So we know the force is given as 15 Newton, and distance is 0.060 meter away from equilibrium position. So therefore, let's determine the spring constant. So the spring constant is equal to 15 Newton over 0.060 meter, and this will give us the spring constant is about 250 Newton per meter. All right, for question B, it was asking us the energy of the system. So the energy of the system should be equal to 1/2 kx squared. So we know the spring constant is 250 Newton per meter, and distance is 0.060 meter. So therefore, let's determine the energy of the system, which is equal to 1/2 times 250 Newton per meter, and then times 0.060 meter squared, which will give us the energy of the system is about 0.45 joule. And so question C was asking us the position versus time function. So we know xt should be equal to a cosine 2 pi ft. Since we don't know the frequency in this question, so therefore the position versus time function should just be like this, because we know the amplitude, which is 0.060 meter. Okay, at this point. So and then cosine 2 pi ft. And for the last question, these are the graphs for the question. So this is position versus time graph. So we know amplitude is a and negative a here. Okay, and remember it's a cosine function. So therefore, it should look something like this. Okay, because we don't know the exact value of the frequency, so that's all I can do. And for the velocity versus time function, well, it should be a negative sign function, which should look something like this. And since we don't know the amplitude and the frequency from the function, so that's all I can do. And this is acceleration versus time function, which is negative cosine function. Okay, because the derivative of negative sign is negative cosine. And since we don't know the frequency and we don't really know the exact amplitude for the graph, and also we don't know the time period for the graph, so therefore this is the graph I can draw, and these are the answers for this question.